God.
with the kid and the warden. And
No, you can't call her the warden.
I'm calling her the warden.
You can't call her the warden.
She is no longer the girl. She's officially the warden. The warden has spoken. We can no longer use that name.
I thought you were going to go like maybe princess or Buttercup or something.
No, because she wanted doctor, and I'm like, I'm not gonna call you Dr. Jones.
The girl formerly known as
the warden.
girl.
Yeah,
She's
the warden.
All right, well, warden, welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm D.
This is Lynn.
We're Project Airwaves. As you know, if this is your first time, all of our links and descriptions are down below. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. GoFundMe.
That thing.
Amazon.
Yes, sir.
It's all there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you want more, go to our website.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Check out our Patreon. It is Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
That's creepy.
Remember, at the end of the day, it's just the tip, I promise.
Oh, God. I can't make dick jokes.
I know,
but you can make dick jokes?
I mean, that was the one time. That was a gift. That was a gift from the warden on my...
That was a tip.
Yeah. On my flask.
All right. So, we're going to actually try and stay on topic this time and talk about some stuff. But you know what? The last episode was really good. I liked it.
Well,
I felt it was in depth.
I heard good things about it, too.
If you haven't heard it, please feel free to check it out. If you want to, sign up to our Patreon, and you'll get first dibs on the full episode instead of having it cut into parts on YouTube. But, I mean, hey, that's up to you. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Some people like the parts, but...
Some people like the parts.
If you want the full thing up
Talk
frontal.
into your mic.
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry.
There he is.
There I am.
There he's back. All right. So, what did you want to talk about today?
A little, not nostalgia, but I guess going into childhood. So, as a kid, probably into my adult years, still. Now, I guess I'll throw this out to you real quick. What do you prefer, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Really?
Marvel.
See?
Hands down. Now, don't get me twisted. I love my boy Superman to death.
Okay, so now did you know that DC came before Marvel?
Oh,
so
that's fair.
I remember watching an episode of something. It was some kind of YouTube where someone dissected that if you look, it doesn't even have to be closely.
Yeah.
That for every character in DC, Marvel made a copy version of it. So it's the same thing.
Well, because I heard a lot of DC artists back in the day when they felt they weren't getting treated fairly by DC.
They broke off. And they're like they're identical. Like it was crazy because they showed the timestamp of like when one character came out, and then they'd show the timestamp of the identical one for Marvel, and it's
they
like
sue each other constantly. Like the whole Ms. Marvel thing, Captain Marvel.
But you know what's, and this becomes a thing, is that you get a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm pro Marvel because of movies. But Marvel and DC came out long before when it came to comic books and cartoons.
Oh, yes.
Now, me growing up as a kid, my favorite cartoon was Batman. I've always been a Batman fan because he was the one guy in the Justice League, had no powers, and everybody thought of him. And you know what's funny? That was cool. There's an episode that I watched a long time ago. And the episode, it had nothing to do with anything. When I was a kid, I was like, this is pointless. I want to see action. I want to see fighting.
Right.
But it was an episode that was just about Batman, and it was the Justice League, but it was him sitting in the Batcave, and he's just typing on his computer. And he's documenting his contingency for everyone in the Justice League.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
How to defeat who and for what. And it broke down everybody.
Right.
And he even had a contingency for himself. And Superman, at the end of one of these episodes, comes up to him and says, you know the reason why you're the strongest person? And he goes, why is that? He goes, because the fact is that we all use our strength or our ability to take each other out. You already have contingencies ready for us. He goes, but what makes you stronger than all of us is that we all think that we're just righteous and that we will never put ourselves in jeopardy as a contingency. He goes, you have a contingency for yourself, I'm assuming. And Batman goes, yes. And he goes, Superman goes, well, what is it? He goes, the Justice League. You are the contingency to stop me.
Right.
And I'm the one that can stop all of you by myself.
I mean,
and Superman just looks at him and shrugs. He goes, you're not wrong. And it just cuts out. So to sum this up,
that's why I don't like Batman.
I love
He
Batman.
has no powers.
He doesn't need powers.
He's a detective.
He's a detective that
could have gotten Dick Tracy.
He is a detective.
Tracy,
he is a detective that can literally defeat anybody without trying.
Dick Tracy wore
so smart,
an all yellow,
so smart
outfit, trench
smart.
coat, hat.
That has
and
nothing.
Suit.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Best. I don't like Batman.
Okay.
Unless now Terry McGinnis. I must concede.
So
I love me some Terry McGinnis.
And who created that?
Well, I mean DC.
Yes, but what is Terry McGinnis?
He's Batman.
So that means you like Batman.
I know.
You
I like
you
Terry
like
McGinnis.
you like a specific kind of Batman.
Yes, Batman Beyond.
So that's
And
Batman.
I don't know what it was. I can't even tell you.
See?
Because really,
So it's like if you think of Batman, it's no different than like how Spider-Man branches off.
Kinda, yeah.
Spider-Man has his Spider-Verse of different suits and different
Yeah,
styles.
yeah.
Batman is the same thing. Well, unfortunately, the man, the myth, and the legend himself, the guy who voiced my childhood, Kevin Conroy, did pass
Yes.
a couple days ago, and it's crazy because when you hear about it, you see little clips about people talking about it, and there were so many tributes to this guy because he was such a nice person. And I listened to one of his things right before he passed because he said like a happy birthday to somebody, but in the voice of Batman.
Oh, nice.
You can close your eyes and still hear Batman. You visualize it, and then you look at it and you see this shriveled up old man pretty much.
Yes.
So it's crazy because around that same time, the day before or 2 days before, was it Jesse McCartney? The guy who's the kid. Remember the kid that's saying "I want candy" or "I love candy"? Like he's his brother is, Nick McCartney or something.
Wait.
One of the Backstreet Boys or one of the NSYNC.
Not McCartney.
Is it Jesse?
It's Jesse. Is it McCartney? It's not McCartney.
Yeah.
That's one of the Beatles guys' names.
No.
Paul McCartney.
Then what was it?
Jesse Carter.
Jesse Carter. Yeah,
It was Jesse Carter.
It was Aaron. It was Jesse Carter because it's Aaron Carter's brother.
Yes,
Yeah. This is how much you see that I don't care about him, but this kid was big for whatever, for
a hot second.
For a minute. Like he was one of the bigger.
Probably, 2 years maybe?
No. Well, 2 years ago?
No. Wait. Is Jesse different? Because I remember Aaron Carter.
So Aaron Carter's from NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, one of the two?
98 Degrees?
No.
Or Backstreet Boys. Yeah, it might have been Backstreet Boys. He's definitely not NSYNC.
Aaron Carter was...
98 Degrees, if I'm not
Aaron
mistaken.
Carter was one that died.
Oh,
Whoops.
shit.
See? So Aaron Carter died.
No!
Yeah, that was the one that's saying, "I want candy."
Right. He was the little kid that popped off for a minute.
Nick
He was
Carter.
pretty much Justin Bieber before Justin Bieber.
Nick Carter was from Backstreet Boys.
Yes, his brother.
Yes. So Aaron Carter died, drowned in his tub, and he was all fucked up though.
Sad
He
face.
yeah. Nick Carter was the other one. So
Aaron, no.
you saw that happen, and then it only lasted for 24 hours. Mm-hmm. But Batman's been dead for 10 days.
No.
And it was just every day I've been seeing stuff.
Whole different feel, my dude. Like
you see the difference between a childhood nostalgia and then
it's like if you tell me now, yes, I'm an adult and I'm allowed to watch adult entertainment. That's like if you told me one of my favorite adult workers passed away versus the voice of Goliath from Gargoyles died.
Yeah.
There's a different feel because it's just like you were a sex symbol, you were an icon for a minute, you kind of shined and then went away.
Right.
Whereas this person, man or woman, their voice, I can, like you said,
you can close your eyes and hear it.
And see it, and I can see you talking as that character. So, yes, when you say it like that, that's like if you told me Luke, the guy that plays Luke Skywalker died. The whole world would
and
just
what's crazy?
cry.
He was I know who that is. I don't know why I'm fucking drawing a blank.
I'm really bad at names. So I just
he's also the guy who plays Luke Skywalker is also the voice of the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's how his name Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, so Mark Hamill is.
I actually knew that before I knew about the guy you showed me that voice Batman.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was the Joker, and so there's just it just to kind of like lump all that together. It's just you grow up. And even for someone that you never physically saw as a person,
yes,
their voice when you're that good in life as a person to where your voice changes people,
yes,
and it doesn't even have to be like if you were to look at the guy that plays Goku,
yes,
you would never be like, okay, well, who the fuck is this random guy?
Right.
But then when you hear him talk, you're like, oh shit,
it's Goku.
It's Goku. If I saw him in person, and I shook his hand, he'd be like, oh, because I think his name's like Sean.
I knew it once upon a time.
Let's see. Yeah, if you Sean Schmel, if you see him in person, I'd be like, okay, who the fuck is this? He introduced himself, and then you hear him talk.
He looks like a normal cat.
And he'll shake your hand. He goes, "Hi, I'm Goku." Like, oh, okay. Well, that completely.
Should I bow?
Yes,
Should I bend the knee?
You go, sir. Do you need my energy? And you just put your hands up in the air. They'd be like, okay, get away from me.
You're like, I'm totally fanboy.
But I think that's cool. I think that's cool that when some people that don't even need to physically put their presence out there, that they're voice acting. That's like when D told me a while back how he wanted to get into voice acting. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
I think that's cool that you can be. You're two different people. You can be D from Project Airwaves in a persona of yourself in picture.
Yes.
And then if someone hears you talk, they could lump you up. If they never met you,
right,
they would turn
something
you into somebody completely different.
Yes.
It just shows how you can change all that.
Well, that also goes to show the ability of the actors from those times. These people have a craft. It wasn't just, oh, I came in and I changed my voice, and now I'm talking this deep, and now I'm a whole different new character. It didn't work that way. This man had a specific way he spoke when he was Batman. He, in his mind, I'm sure, and everybody else's, because you see how Lynn's talking about it, he is Batman. Mm-hmm. So he had to, make that character himself and then voice that and then
put some power behind it.
Right, put power behind it. And it's like, that's amazing acting. We don't have that nowadays. I'm sorry. We will miss Chadwick Boseman. I don't remember anything he said in Black Panther. I don't remember half the
I saw bits and
said.
pieces of it. I didn't really care to want to see it.
Well,
but
no,
I saw,
I'm talking about the older movies, though.
No, I'm just saying for the new Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very... It has its points to where you can tell they tried to do it right by making him like it's like a not an honor movie. I don't know what the word is. Like a tribute movie.
Yeah, like
yeah. They wanted to give
life.
him a tribute by adding him in and his sister, taking the mantle as Black Panther. But it's not the same. When you go to see it, because I saw a lot of clips on YouTube. It's like when you go to see it, it's like, okay, when I'm watching it, this is just a bunch of fillers, and they want to try to add to it because spoiler alert, there's a part where the girl from obviously the first Black Panther that he's with, she disappears for like 6 years right after he gets Thanos does the snap, and they find her later because the sister gets kidnapped by the main villain, who is like, he's pretty much an Atlantean. He's an Atlantean where
what do they call him?
Namor, yeah.
Namor.
He's he's a tank. He's pretty much like he's like Superman.
He's Namor the Submariner. Yeah. He's out. He's Marvel's version of Aquaman.
Yes. But he has little wings on his feet, like what's for
weird, like
for Hercules? Hermes, yes. So and it's weird because you see the clips of he flies, but he has to step off.
Tiptoes.
He has to step off the air to do it.
Yeah.
And the fights, you can see the strength difference.
I don't think he ever did that in the actual cartoon or
remember.
Comic book. I know he was a water cat. Now he was. Namor, you don't fucks with Namor. You really don't fucks with Namor. He will. So
to put all that together, I see what they're trying to. I see what they're trying to do. They bring this girl in that she was like one of Wakanda's like spies that could kind of infiltrate, but she's like, I don't want anything to do with it because the king's dead.
Yeah.
T'Challa's dead. I don't. I want to do that.
T'Challa.
Sorry. He goes away and she pops back in, and at the very end of the movie, the sister's like, they beat the guy. She's new Black Panther. They're sitting on the beach, and she walks up with this little kid in her hand, and she's like, "Hey, go say hi to your auntie."
Yeah, T'Challa Jr.
Yeah, and there's a junior, and now he's saying, "I'm like,
so
okay."
over that.
So they're gonna try to spike it back up.
But
I'm
now the kid is growing up not even like T'Challa. Now the kid is growing up without a father, like Killmonger did. And it's like, okay, are we still?
I like that they had the spoilers in between where Killmonger actually does kind of come back.
Yeah.
Because the sister needs to get the power of the Black Panther. The suit doesn't mean anything. The suit's just kind of there. It's like Tony Stark is by himself.
Right.
I kind of like how they did this. So Tony Stark by himself is nobody. Like he has his money. He's super genius, but he has no physical powers.
Yes.
So he's nothing without the Iron Man suit. And Captain America has all the strength in the world where he doesn't need the suit.
Pretty much Batman.
The Black Panther has the strength of Captain America, but also Iron Man's technology. So that's why they make him like he's a fucking tank.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with her is that she tries to put the suit on and doesn't mean anything because she doesn't have the powers. So they're able to emulate the ceremony.
Yeah.
And when she does it, instead of seeing her ancestors like her brother and everybody else, it's Killmonger in there. And he says, "Hey, do you want to be like your brother and be kind and willing, or do you want to be like me and get shit done?" And she goes, "I'm not like my brother, so I need to get shit done." So she emblems Killmonger's style, which is kind of cool because you can tell she's about to she just starts tearing through people.
Yeah, but I saw the animation of her in the suit, and it looks like a skeleton.
She's skinny.
So
she's very, very tiny. But the style of what they bring her in to do is cool because the one thing that kills that, and like I said, it's all the little clips that I've seen. The one that kills that is that they bring this little girl, this black girl,
Williams.
Yes, as a 19-year-old that's a super genius that builds an Iron Man suit. I'm like, okay,
Ironheart.
I'm done. I didn't know anything about that. That's why I was like, okay, I don't care to see. It
failed in the comic book. It's going to fail now. But getting back to what you were saying about the memorable voices, looking back at those Black Panther movies, even before Endgame and stuff, I don't remember a lot of stuff that they said. Now, when we watch, if you want to talk about a memorable voice, if you hear Optimus Prime from Transformers, Autobots transform.
Yeah.
You know that voice.
You know the voice.
You
I'd
know that
have to
voice.
hear them talk.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know that voice.
James Earl Jones. Yeah.
You know Rip. Rest in peace, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know that voice. It.
James Earl Jones isn't dead.
No, I'm pretty sure he passed away. Didn't he?
I think you're thinking
I
of.
think he's-
You're thinking of Michael Clark Duncan.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're thinking Michael Clark Duncan.
James.
Yeah.
You came back, buddy. We snapped you back.
James Earl Jones isn't
Come
dead.
on back. Come on back. But I mean, these voices are memorable. I can remember things James Earl Jones has said throughout his acting career across various characters. I can remember Mark Hamill being the Joker and the way he laughed and the way he called Batman bats.
Damn, he's 91 years old.
Shiz naive.
Still alive, still kicking.
Keep it pushing, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But it's stuff like that. So, yes, when you say when Lynn said the voice of Batman died, I was like, which Batman? Because you got to be specific.
The only one, because I don't really think there's been any cartoon.
They've tried. No, they've tried.
There's a couple.
Yeah, they tried
but
to
you
bring
know
it
that
back.
this
It
one
wasn't
is
the
so
same.
good because even when they had like the Arkham games,
Yeah.
and any new Batman video games, it's the same voice.
Yes.
that they use him to fill in those spots.
Yes, because it's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, moving right along. Rest in peace, good buddy. We will miss your voice.
Rest in peace.
All right.